And let me tell you, I'm not a good speaker, so please forgive me if I can't put my things into perspective. Okay. Now the subject is about investing into stock market. So in 1979, if we had invested 100 rupees in gold, today that 100 rupees is 3,000 rupees. And the same 100 rupees was invested into fixed deposits, then it is somewhere around 2,600 rupees or maybe 700 rupees. But if the same amount was invested into equity in 1979, it is 24,000 rupees today. It's a fact. You can get all these data in Google or wherever you will search for. Only criteria was this, that you should have remained invested for all these 35 years into the market without doing any fiddling or without doing anything. You invest and just sit tight. You would have made 24,000 rupees as on today. In spite of that, only 1% of the population actually invest in the stock market. So this is what we are only going to touch that subject. In the meantime, can I please ask the audience how many of you are investors here in the stock market, interested or investing? Oh, so many. Everybody literally. Okay, good. So now it makes my task very easy. So the thing is this, hardly 1% of the population in India are real investors into the stock market. And out of them, I will say, as per my knowledge, maybe not 20 and 25% people are successful. Correct? What had been your experience in the stock market? Will you please tell me?
Total failure.
Total failure. Correct. And what about others? Monam Sukriti Lakshanam. Okay. So this is the scenario of the market, that hardly very few people make money in the market. Why? What is the reason? The reason is this is what I found out, that it's a serious business. It's a real business. Okay, it's not an amusement. The thing is this, if you want to become a doctor, you are doing a course for 5 years or 6 years. You are doing MBBS. If you want to become a lawyer or advocate, you are studying LLB and you're spending 5 years of your time, giving 5 years of time for your academical knowledge. If you want to become a sports person, then also you go to gym, you make your physically and mentally, you challenge yourself, you do your homework, then you find a coach, you find a teacher, or you find some mentor in your life. But when investing comes, you don't do all these homeworks. Now the people who have raised their hands, I want to ask them, have you really done any course related to stock market? No, not a single person. This is why we lose money in stock market. Because remember one thing, this is what I have realized in my life, that no academic degree in the world can get you success in the stock market. It's a very tough game. It's a different game. So that does not mean that you don't need a degree or you don't have to be educated. I'm not saying that. It is something different. If you are an MBA master of finance, not necessarily you can drive a car very well. For that you need to take a training how to drive a car. You need to go for a practice. Same thing is applicable into a stock market. So usually what we do, we don't study, we don't get any fundamental knowledge, we don't have any experience, and we are going into the stock market to try our luck. So academically we are not competitive. And second thing why we don't make money in stock market is for the simple thing that we think it's a very easy place to make money. And 99% people who are interested into stock market, who join stock market, they want to make money out of trading. And success rate in trading is only 1%. Now I want to ask you, are you a trader or you are an investor? Investor. Let me tell you, if you are investing without any knowledge, okay, without any background, without any measurement of your downside risk, that means you are not investing, you are gambling. That is the difference between gamble and a stock market. These are very close and close. The reason is this, that we are not trying, for investment you need a different perspective. So, okay, and everybody wants to begin their career in stock market from trading. Okay. So, as I have so many times told my friend that trading, if you are smoking, you can die in 10 years or 20 years. But if you are trading, you can die next day. This is very much applicable in the market. You have seen the turmoil which happened last month or in last 1 month in stock market all over around the world. So if you want to make your career into stock market, first thing you should remember that you are not going to trade in the market. You are going to invest in the market. That is for long term. And there are two ways that you can invest in the market. One is through the mutual fund and one is through your direct investment. If you are investing through mutual fund, then you don't have to worry, because it is like hiring a driver for your car. Now he'll take care of your investments. That does not mean that is not a guarantee that you will make money, but there is an assurance that at least you will not lose money, or even if you lose money, you will lose money. You don't have to. You will not run away from the market if you are in good hands. If your investment is being looked after by a mutual fund. So now the thing is this: if you are investing directly, then you should remember three things in the market. One is knowledge, which is very important. Second thing is courage. Otherwise, you can't make big money in the market. And third thing is patience. If you don't have patience, because stock market speed is so high, it's like a Ferrari. In itself, it has a speed of 300 km, 100 km in 5 seconds. But you want to make money faster than the Ferrari. And without any academical knowledge, you want to do that, so you are bound to meet with an accident. So this is what the summary of the market. If you are looking from a long-term perspective, you will be a winner. If you are looking from a trading perspective, you will be a loser, because hardly 1% people make money in market. And so this is what the introduction of the stock market. Now I will give you a tell you a brief story about myself. This was Mr. Vinay also touched a little bit. So I started my career in stock market in 1978, but I started out of passion, out of compulsion. Passion because I was born in a stock market family. My father was also a trader, so I had this thing in my blood. So I remember in my childhood also, I used to do mock trading with my grandfather. So that was my passion, and compulsion because my father died when I was 14 years of age. My father was 40 years of age. So we had no money to do any business. So when I turned 18 years of age, that was the criteria to join stock market. So I joined stock market out of compulsion, because trading was the only thing where you don't need any capital, you don't need any infrastructure, you don't need any academical knowledge also. It's like gambling. Without knowledge, if you are doing, then it's a gambling. So I started my career, and for 10 years I was a trader in the market till 1989, as Mr. Vinay spoke. So in between, I saw a lot of ups and downs. Maybe 1,000 times I went up, 1,000 times I went down, but I remain hand to mouth only. So that is the conclusion of the trading in the market. So, and situation was this, that I did not have the money to run my day-to-day family expenditure also. So I remember a time came when somewhere in around 1983, 84, that I lost a lot of money in the market, a lot of money in that time, maybe 20,000, 30,000 something, I don't remember, but for that time it was a big money. So I prayed to God, okay, God, please save me this time. If I recover my money next time, I'm not going to come to the market. So, because I had to make the payment. At that time, payment used to be made, we used to make payment in 15 days time, not like T+2, that day after tomorrow you have to make the payment. There was a time gap of 15 days. And in between, I started some supplying business also. I used to supply in tea companies, GI Wire, Gumboot, Umbrella, and all small things I used to supply, because market used to open only for 2 hours, and after that I was free, but I was not making money also. So I say, God, please save me. I will go and do this, my supply business, tea company's business. So God listened to me, fortunately. And maybe in next 2 or 3 days, I recovered whatever money I have lost. So although God listened to me, but I did not listen to God. So I continued my trading into stock market. And God was also kind to me. He forgave me for breaking my promise. But I learned a very big lesson in that time. That was stop loss, just cutting your losses. Remember, even if you are trading in stock market and if you are not cutting your losses, remember my word, I can write it down. Nobody can challenge this thing on earth. 99% of times, if you are cutting your losses in the market, even one time out of 100 times, if you will not cut your losses, you will go bankrupt. please remember this thing. If you are taking trading as your career, please remember this thing. This I am telling from my heart. And I think it's difficult to challenge, okay? In the sense, if you are not cutting your losses, you are going to wipe out. So, now coming to the trading. So, I continued like this, but in 1989, I realized one day in late 88, I realized that this is not the kind of life I really wanted. I came here to make some big money. I was ambitious, obviously. So, not just to struggle for like a daily laborer, to struggle for my daily wages or making money. So, I looked around in the market. I found the people who were hardcore investor in the market were really well off. They used to wear good clothes. They were educated, talking all in numbers, terminology like numbers you guys are talking. Okay, so and plus they were looking happy also. So I thought maybe I was missing all these years. So I should. Can you tell me how much time I have, please? 15 minutes.
We can wrap up and take questions because they would rather have.
So I will wrap up first. Okay. So I switched over from the to investments, and I started reading magazines, started reading newspapers and annual reports and all those things. I started, what a new investor starts their career with. And somehow in 1989, I had saved 35,000 rupees. Why I'm telling you this? This is the outcome of the person who is coming from a stock market family. Okay, I am 5th generation into stock market, and all my father, grandfather were trader in the market, broker. I was not a broker. So, but even then, I did not have money, staying in a rented apartment, and 35,000 rupees I was having in 1989. I find out one stock, Punjab Tractor, as Mr. Vinay said, and I invested all that money, 35,000 in Punjab Tractor. So that was the kind of risk I took in that time, because I was habituated of living on, I was enjoying my hand-to-mouth status, you can say. So that is the kind of risk I took, and ultimately, after 3 years, that stock went up 5 or 6 times. In 1989, I came to Bombay, and I started living in a paying guest for 2 years. And finally, I discovered a stock which is ACC. At that time, it was 300 rupees, and I found cement was decontrolled. Government has decontrolled the cement. So the after effect of the decontrol, they started showing, all these companies started showing in their results. So I bought ACC at 300 rupees. For 1 year, it did nothing, it boomed nothing. And whatever money I had sold my Punjab Tractor, as I said, it went up 5 times. And whole money I had put in ACC. So for 6 to 1 year, it did nothing. But after that, when it started rising, it became 3,000 rupees in next 1 year. So this is the kind of return, this is the kind of speed you can see in stock market, but you need to, you have to be patient. I sold all my ACC at 3,000 rupees and bought my own apartment in Bombay. So that is the beginning of my career. After that, Harshad Mehta scam broke out, and stock market is also very famous for a scam. Every now and then, every 3 years, 5 years, you will find that scams are happening in the market. You have to take that also in your stride. And market collapsed. All my stock also collapsed, but my cost price was still below than the prevailing market price. So pricing is also very important in investing. If your investment price is very low, then you can face all this turmoil happening in the market every now and then. After that, Harshad Mehta scam, market went down. Then after that, market went up again or touched a new height. Then Ketan Parikh came, IT boom came. Fortunately, I could identify one stock, which was the name was leading edge at 40 rupees. It went up to 2,400 rupees. I sold my stock at 700 rupees. And after that, again, Ketan Parikh scam broke out, which was the mother of all the scams. And stock market went half. I also lost my money, but still my cost price was better than the prevailing price After 2000, people thought the stock market career is over and the stock market is gone. 3 years market remained lull. And but the thing is this, we are in a rising economy. Since 79, our economy is rising in spite of all these hiccups and all these things, especially after 1990, because reform started happening in India, that we know. So that is why stock market is a real reflection of the economy. So after 2003, market again started going up. During that time, as Mr. Vinay said, I could identify 5-6 such scripts which did really well in next 10 years. Some went up 5 times, some went up 50 times. One stock went up 500 times. I'm still holding those shares. And I still feel now, again market has again taking a toll. Market all over the world is again going down because of the banking crisis in India and abroad also. And for so many other factors that China is not doing well and so many other factors. But I think you can understand that whenever there had been a crash in the market always recovered with a big bang, and market crossed its all previous high, and market went up multiple times than its previous peak. I think again India future is very bright, and we are the only country in the world which is rising. We are growing at 7%, and India government is going to invest $1 trillion in next 5 years. 15 lakh crore we are going to invest in power, 8.5 lakh crore we are going to invest in railway, 7.5 lakh crore we are going to invest for road widening projects, and like this, and plus we are adding 2 crore people. India is adding into its population every year. That is incremental demand India is going to face. According to me, we are having a very bright future, and we can be benefited into investing into stock market. But you have to follow certain principles. I have written down 10 points for you. I think if you follow those 10 points in your life, you will never be at least defeated in the market. That I will share you all those 10 points. So this is what I want to conclude my speech. After this, I will take the question answer session because time is very short. So can I share those 10 points today? Okay. So this is what I am following. I am learning and I am still following. Create a fixed income from outside the market for your livelihood. Never be dependent on the income of stock market because it's a volatile business. It's a very fluctuative business. So better don't be dependent on the stock market. Though I did, but I struggled for 10 years, 20 years in my life. So you don't have to go through that kind of phase. That is why create a fixed income. Either this is from your job or from your business or from whatever. But don't be dependent for your livelihood. Don't be dependent. Second thing is be informative and read a lot. Don't think it's not a cakewalk. It's not a magic. Okay, and it's not a jua. It's not a gambling, because stock market rewards you as per your perception. If you think it's a gambling, then it will prove a gamble for you. If you think it's a business, it's a platform to create your wealth, then it will treat you accordingly. So be informative and read a lot. You have to be a maniac. So first you should have all the information, everything, whatever happening around the world, you should know, because you never know which dot can you connect with your investment. Something is, suppose in Brazil, something is happening in Brazil, you can connect that dot to your investments. If suppose your company is exporting something in Brazil and Brazil is going through a bad phase, then your company will also be affected. So this way you should connect your dots and invest a part of your savings, not earning in the stocks. If you are suppose earning 100 rupees, that does not mean that you should invest 50 rupees in the stock market. Whatever you have earmarked, you must have earmarked a sum for your investments. Out of 100 rupees, I am going to invest 25 rupees in whole asset class. Out of that 25 rupees, you should invest 12 rupees or 15 rupees according to your risk-taking capacity, because it's a risky business. And second thing is most important, don't trade and don't leverage. Never trade in your life unless, because trading, I'm not saying, trading is a 24-hour business. It is not like you are studying here and you will just SMS your friend, ki buy 100 Nifty for me, and you think you can make money. You can never make money. So don't trade and don't leverage. Don't invest from borrowed money. And third, invest only for 5 to 10 years. That is the minimum time period I am telling you. Minimum time period is 5 years. Because it takes, Rome was not built in a day. It takes time for a story to mature. I have always invested in the stocks, in a small cap stock, which became medium cap or some of them large cap. So it takes time to mature a story, at least 10 years. And second, invest only with best management and let them worry about the company and sip the wine. Usually, what is the purpose of investing? The purpose of investing is, suppose I think the India future is very bright. Motorcycle business in India is going to have a bright future. Tomorrow I cannot go and set up a motorcycle factory because it needs a lot of academical knowledge, a lot of capital, a lot of networking. So I can go and buy Bajaj Auto, for example. So the idea of investing is this: if you are investing with the best management, then you don't have to worry about your investment. Whether market is going down, market is going up, you should sip your wine and stay invested. Problem is this: what we are doing here, management is playing golf and we are worrying about 24 hours. What is going to happen to this company? Import kaise hoega? Dollar, what will happen to dollar? What will happen to, blah, 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 so many things. Every time we are worried. Then what is the point in being an investor? Let the management worry. So here, ulta is happening, So that is why if you are with a best management, then you don't have to worry about your investments, because he has to save his own name. He has to save his own prestige. Okay.